Hello and welcome to this review of the contract DLC for GTA Online. So, what is this contract? Simply put, we are asked to help Dr.Dre to find his phone that contains work in progress from decades of the post the past in the past. Now, to get this going, our first notion of it is from a text Lamar sends us to get us to partner up with his buddy Franklin. Franklin has come up with the idea of starting an agency to deal with issues celebrities and wealthy people have in a way not exactly legal. So, we buy this agency and meet up with Franklin. While Lamar busts in, trying to promote his newly legalized weed business, which sets up our new business, and then we wait for Franklin to set us up a meeting with Dr. himself. Let's just show you
Anything I can do for you, boss?
agency first. Here we have Franklin,
Hey, what you getting into?
who just so loves this new business. Chop. Hello, Chop. Like, it doesn't on, but you can pet Chop. Okay. From a new office, this is where we start everything. Okay. Okay, on to the next part. Well, what would be the spot to meet up with Dr. Dre? It was a big surprise for me to learn we would meet him at this golf club. Yes, this very golf club I'm standing on right now. Of course, you need to dress the part and don some golf outfits thoughtfully provided by the golf club itself. After which, it is on to the course to get introduced to Dr. Dre. And now you know why my character is wearing this outfit. Because this is one of the golf outfits you get to pick. Anyway, when we meet Dr. Dre, his explanations are being rudely interrupted by some shut club members, which prompts him to say we will get the contract if you manage to intimidate these rude guys. And so, we do just that. Okay, land the contract, go back to the agency, find the phone, and learn we need to break into the FIB building and hack their servers. This means we have to do some naughty stuff. How revealing. In the meantime, Lamar keeps barging in and tries to sell his weed to Dr. Dre himself. Who wants nothing to do with it, at least at the moment. Okay, on to the FIB. So, we break into the FIB building by landing on the top of the roof. Find the servers and get the data, all the while being attacked by waves of FIB and moves. at least until we manage to escape. Which, if you look carefully, isn't exactly easy if you are being attacked from every side by men coming in from helicopters. Anyway, analysis of the data reveals the phone has been cloned 3 times, which leads to us having to go through 3 stories to find or destroy the clones, so we can finally locate the real phone and confront the one who took it. Both the golf club meeting and the FIB job will now become optional if we decide to run the contract again after we have completed it for the 3rd time. Let's escape FIB. Almost as simple as this. Okay, here we have, okay, here we go with the rest. Okay, our first story, Nightlife Leak, involves an influencer on Bleeter, the GTA equivalent of Twitter, who managed to annoy even the genius girl who runs the IT show at our new agency. This guy is a spoiled rich kid who hints about a big reveal on his Bleeter account. So we go after him. And his triad connections. Remember, this is a rich kid, but he's got connections to the triads. And those will become clear in this mission. In the end, he runs like he's a fraidy cat, but he cannot hide from us. And in the final confrontation, we have to decide whether we let him live or we kill him. If we keep him alive long enough, he will reveal some extra information that comes in quite handy if you don't know the story yet. Okay. Take a good look at the screen. Every story is only unlocked after the previous one has been played in full. Okay, off to the next story on the High Society League. This involves a billionaire. And to me, this is the most annoying of the 3 storylines in this contract. Because this billionaire playboy has direct connections to that accursed Merryweather mercenary group. To confront him, we need access to a party annex auction at his mansion, which turns out to be the Playboy mansion, hence my naming him a Playboy. This is the annoying part, but we have to make him run off like a chicken while chasing him through waves and waves of Merryweather goons. Okay, we find him, we kill him, and then we have to avoid the goons, who will not stop until we are close enough to our agency. Quite annoying. Anyway, time for the third thing, South Central League. Now, this part of the story involves both Franklin and Elmar's past in the hood. Franklin finds us a contact who may know more about the whole thing, but we will need to help him first before he even tries. A gift for a gift. First intel suggests it may be the ballers who are involved in this. So we go hunting ballers. We find one of the chiefs, and turns out the ballers have nothing to do with this. A little later, we get the right intel, and that intel that makes us want to confront the Vargas. But the Vargas turn out to have the third clone. Well, since both ballers and families are already involved, they help us out confronting these Vargas. Okay. When this is done, we suppose we are ready for the last part. But we are not. In the next bit, we get an invitation to Dr. Dre's studio with the request to deliver his precious supercar to him. Well, when we get close enough, we hear gunfire. So it turns out the man responsible for all this trouble has been contracting hitmen, and he sent them out to kill Dr. Dre in the studio. Now, that is something we cannot permit. So we take out the gunman in the street, and then we enter the studios to smoke them out. This is both tough as well as an annoying mission. Hello, DJ Pooh.
What's up? That shit down at the airport sounded fun.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Take a look. Here we have some merch. Anyway, in order to help Dr. Dre, we have to fight our way through these corridors with enemies spawning behind our backs just when we think we have cleared out everything. But they will come out of the woodwork like nothing. Anyway, once we have finally taken care of these bastards, these hired henchmen, these lunatic, linguistic, lacking low lives, we enter the recording studio, control part, anyway. And we
Hey
joined
there.
Dr. Dre
Hey.
in party on the spot.
Alright, peace.
Take a look. Anyway, this is not the finale yet, but now Dr. Dre is completely committed to destroying the one person who has threatened his work, his livelihood. So, it's time to confront the culprit once and for all.
Hey, how you doing?
Okay, the real phone had been localized, and we set out to find it and punish the bastard who took it. After a shootout, he flees to LSIA, where we hunt him down and finish off the last of his hired guns. Take him to Dr. Dre, who followed us to LSIA, and we take him to task with Dr. Dre teaching a lesson or two about what a golf club can do besides putting. So that's almost the end of it. Dr. Dre and his men take in the culprit. Then we escort Dr. Dre to the country club. Helicopter. Where he shows us respect. And on the way we hear a very exclusive track making, and we get our dues. Okay. Now that is the main contract. Now this DLC contains more than just the story I just put forward here.
Holy shit!
We will go back.
Hey, yo! I'm over here!
Back to the agency
Bitch!
to show you
Whoa!
more.
Don't tell me what to do!
Now, you may have already seen on a computer that not only the VIP contract is available, but also something called security contracts, which are provided to us in this DLC. As you can see, there are at least 3 different categories of security contract. The first one is asset protection, which means you have to make sure something doesn't get too much damage when under attack. There's recover valuables, which means you will have to go somewhere, possibly break into a safe, and recover something the client finds very valuable. There's vehicle recovery. As you can see, that means we have to recover a vehicle for a client, and not just any vehicle. Those are very high value vehicles that have been stolen. One thing you don't see on the list is client rescue. A client rescue means the client is in need of rescue, as it says, and we are the ones to rescue them from hitmen. Right, those are mostly the security contracts. They pay out nicely, depending on the level of difficulty. As you can see, this one is specialist level, meaning it pays 53,000. Then you see a specialist plus mission pays out almost 70,000, and an asset protection mission on specialist level. There are 2 more levels of difficulty paying less than these. Anyway, this is what you get on the computer. There are 3 more missions which coincide with this DLC, or rather which have been stashed into this DLC, and those are missions for Lamar and Franklin directly. They are called short trips, 2 people only, and you either play as Lamar or as Franklin. And what you do is make sure Lamar's new business does not get destroyed by competition. Apart from this, if you have paid attention, also payphones will start to ring. What I mean with this is quite simple. Franklin has found a way to use the payphones to assign assassination missions to the player. They have 2 requirements. First, of course, to assassinate the target, but if you meet requirement number 2, they will pay out a bonus. Do it right, get the bonus, you will have $85,000 in one single mission. Okay. It's time to leave the computer and to give a true finding. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start with the pros. In my opinion, the contract DLC is very good content. Another pro is everything can be done solo except the free Lamar missions. That is because you have to be with either Lamar or Franklin. Apart from that, every single mission in this DLC is solo playable, and that is something I always applaud. Thanks to these payphone hit missions and the security contracts, this DLC has a great replayability value in my eyes. What I really like about this DLC is the first time payout. If you play this for the very first time, you get bonuses for every mission played, which makes sure that if the player is spending money wisely, they can earn back not just agency, but also make a bit of profit along the way the first time they run this contract. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now on to the negatives. Replaying this can get boring very fast, which is a negative for almost every single content of the game, so that's not a big negative. I did say every mission is playable solo, but what I didn't say is that players are more or less discouraged to play it solo because of how some of the missions have been designed. Remember I said what I said about the second storyline, about the billionaire playboy? The mission to drive him away, to let him flee, is one of the hardest in this DLC. And so is the mission to protect Dr.Dre in his studio. Both give you a high probability of failure if you don't know them and if you are a low ranking player. I said earlier, this has good content, but a negative for me is the story goes all over the place. There's no real consistency to the story. I like it, but still, the story is so inconsistent. So, and the bugs and glitches that we find in this DLC, that suggests to me that this should have been tested more thoroughly. It should have been cooked in the oven for at least 3 to 6 more months. And there are, as another negative, there are some very illogical things in the story missions. Like when we chase the first opponent, the whole place is on alert, full alert. But we have to play innocent inside a elevator that goes from an alerted level to an even more alerted level. Really, Rockstar? Really? That is so illogical that it bugs me. Anyway, time for me to put a verdict to it. First of all, I like this DLC. I like most of it. As I said before, there are some negatives, but those negatives do not make it less fun to play. On second, as I said before, this DLC needs some improvements. It's not bad, it needs some improvements. And free Rockstar, please give us more DLC just like this. This is how you make a good story edition DLC. Give us more. In the end, I give this DLC 7 out of 10, and that is, for my doing, it is quite generous. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you like this See you later. Remember, stay frosty, unlike me.